Welcome back to the Your Girl Yaz podcast, the podcast to listen to if you're a female entrepreneur who's ready to attract more fun, more money, success, friendships, and amazing clients into your business. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I can add some more positivity into your day in this episode. Hello everyone. Today I have a podcast episode all around living your dream life and creating your dream life. And it feels very fitting because I have really had a lot of time to think at the moment, and I really am living like my dream. Every day I'm waking up like, how is this real? How have I created this? And it's like, I keep having that feeling like, is this too good to be true? Am I going to wake up one day and it's like just not real? But I know like deep down that I have really put in the work. I have really spent so much time building the idea of my dream life and really working out exactly what I want it to look like, and also just being open. So today I wanted to create an episode all around you creating your dream life. And it's so funny because I pulled an affirmation card this morning, and the affirmation card said, I am creating a magical reality for myself. And I thought that's very fitting. And I wanted to record an episode about it. And do you know what I keep doing each day, which is so nice? Like, I feel like I've really connected with what I really want and my intuition out here. And because I wake up like all of my clients, family, everyone's in the UK, wake up at like 4 p.m. my time. So it's almost like, okay, well, I've got the whole day just to sort of do what I want. And then in the afternoons, I speak to family and friends. So I wake up, I don't set an alarm, but I still wake up quite early. And then I'm like, oh, what do I want to do today? And today I was craving a walk. I'm on an island at the moment called Nusa Lembongan. It's a funny name. And there's not many places to walk around here. It's very just like roads, very rugged, very just like raw. I said it's a very theatrical island. Like the waves are amazing, the wildlife, like it's so beautiful. So I just went for a walk. I got a coffee. I left my phone at home, and I had such a nice morning. And then I came back, was trying to record this podcast episode, and it was testing me. I feel like the podcast, it really needs like good Wi-Fi. It needs really strong Wi-Fi for me to be able to record and like record the camera as well. But anyway, I was patient, and the podcast is one thing that always makes me patient, and I feel like I just have to like keep going, persevere, and eventually we get the recording, eventually it works out, and I get to record really nice episodes. Also, I just wanted to say as well, like, I feel like everything has blown up in my business recently. Like, I feel like I have never felt so aligned with what I want, and there has been so many lovely girls that have sort of joined the world, that have booked in power hours, that want to have coaching with me, and that is just the most amazing feeling. And as I am pretty much fully booked now, it's like I probably have one coaching space left, and then I'm full. I am like living my best life with all the girls that I work with. I'm definitely going to be working on something around sort of more group feel, very affordable, so everyone can come together, learn the mindset stuff, and that just allows me to sort of share with more people. And I'm going to leave a wait list below. So if you're interested in maybe having a bit more of a group feel, you want to work on your mindset, you want to upgrade your CEO energy, you want to create your dream life, then this is definitely going to be for you, because I know how powerful I am when it comes to helping people create their dream lives and helping people feel excited about their visions and uncover the limiting beliefs that are currently in the way of you creating your dream life. So if that is up your street, if you do feel like you need that extra motivation, that mindset support, a bit of Yaz in your life, I'll leave the waitlist below. I'm currently creating it all, but I always want to share everything I'm doing with you guys before I get, fully going with it, so I can get anyone's input as well, because you guys are why I'm doing all of this. I know I do love to yap, and I really do enjoy the podcast and creating, but I really, really want you guys to get the most of it as well. And it makes me so happy having the podcast and sharing with you guys and just sharing my life as well. And I am living my dream life right now. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't want to, it's like brag about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm living such an amazing life right now. And it's like, oh my gosh. But at the same time, I feel like it's really inspiring, and it shows for other people that you can go from, the 9 to 5 or a job that is just the norm to creating this dream life. And it was only 2 years ago I didn't have a business. 2 years ago, I was working in a bar in Byron Bay in Australia. I was studying to be a mindset coach and doing my qualifications, but I had no idea how it was all going to pan out. I had no idea that I was actually going to create this freedom life, and 2 years later I would be traveling the world and working on my laptop and living pretty much most people's dream, where they do have the freedom to go wherever they want in the world. And whenever I tell people traveling what I do and how I get to travel and just what I do, they're just like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. And it truly is. And it just makes me so happy that my whole job is helping other people create magical realities for themselves. I love this affirmation card. When I pulled it, I was like, fuck yeah. So I wanted to talk about what I would do if I wanted to create a magical reality for myself. If I was to go to back to square one when it comes to creating a magical lifestyle for myself. So number one is you need to have a vision, and not just saying like a vision in the next few months. It needs to be a long-term vision, because a lot of the time, if let's say you want to start a business, we're so focused in the here and now. We're so focused in like, I need to get a client, but what if that person doesn't like me? What if I mess up? What if I don't know enough? All of the limiting beliefs that come up. But when we can think further ahead, when we can think of like maybe a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time is amazing. It takes the pressure off having to have all of the nitty gritty figured out. And it's like, well, where could I see this going? And I like to use the example at the moment of me starting a YouTube channel, which is very new for me and, a whole new venture. But I don't think about, oh my gosh, I need to have like 1,000 subscribers now. I think about, in 5 years' time, with me consistently showing up, creating vlogs each week, recording the podcast episodes, putting those podcast episodes out there each week. Imagine where the YouTube channel could be in 5 years. And that takes the pressure off the sort of here and now. And it's like, well, if I stay consistent each week, if I really just show up each week on the YouTube channel, where's that going to be in 5 years' time? And I start to get really excited. And you can use a method called higher self scripting, where you journal as yourself in 5 years' time, and you journal as if you were living in that, magical reality. You're living in that time where you have exactly what you want. So, a high self scripting piece for my YouTube channel could be in 5 years' time. Oh my gosh, I have just got back from my YouTube party. I have had all of my best friends celebrating the success of my YouTube channel. I've had so many amazing guests at the party. I had the best time, and everyone was truly so happy for the success of my YouTube. The journey I've been on with YouTube in the last 5 years has been absolutely insane. I have had so much fun. I have had the most amazing opportunities. I've been flown around the world with my YouTube channel. I've been able to inspire so many people and touch so many people each week, inspiring them to live amazing lives. And it feels truly, truly amazing to be in this position. Another thing that you can do even further with this is there's an app called Parrot, which one of my bestest online girly friends called Get a Fucking Life they've told me about. And what you can do is you can record into the Parrot app, and you could record your higher self scripting into the app, and then you can listen to it. So you're already starting to like picture your dream life, and you're connecting with it, because your brain does not know the difference between what's real and what isn't. So the more time you are spending connecting with your dream life, picturing it, listening to it, it's going to start to feel real, and you're going to start to have different opportunities arise or different things come into your life that are going to help you on that path. And yes, right now it might feel really far away, but there's lots of things you can do to start getting excited about your vision. And I want you to ask yourself, why more? So first of all, let's map out, what do you really want? In 5 years' time, where would you like your goal to be? And what is your goal? Like right now, it might feel like you don't really have any exciting goals. You're literally just sort of going through the motions, living in the here and now, wanting things to change, but not really setting yourself up for those bigger picture goals and not really like thinking about deeply what you want. And I will admit as well, like I don't know exactly where I'm going to be in 5 years' time because I'm a very spontaneous person. Like I'm a very like I'm open minded. So, I had the opportunity to come to this island with this really nice Canadian couple, and they were like, come on an adventure with us, come here, we'll look after you, we want to have a good time with you. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I was just in a place called Kuta, and I was like, absolutely. And I ended up having the best week with them. I went, I went swimming with manta rays. I went on little trips with them and I had so much fun. And I do feel like there's so much power in being open minded and being open minded in your everyday life, being open minded to going out and smiling at someone or doing something nice for someone. And you just never know when it's going to come back to you in life. So definitely being open minded with your dreams, but also really getting deeper and like clear on, well, what does my dream life truly look like? Like, I know this is a bit morbid, but if I was to die tomorrow, what would I have wanted to die working towards? Or like, how could I start showing up for my future life right now? And what is my deeper purpose? What do I feel I was put here to do? And I know for me, deep down, it is inspiring people. It is showing a different way to business and really creating a fun, magical, vibrant life so I can inspire other people to do the same, because business does not have to always be so doom and gloom and so hustle culture. Like, I've really, really focused on building a business that is so fucking fun and happy and exciting. And when it comes to the more nitty gritty of building a business, you do have to have a bit more structure. Let's say you've got to have boundaries with yourself and your business. You've got to go on a big mindset journey in yourself to make sure that you aren't going to get, pushed over, especially as women. I find that we can fall into people pleasing more. We can have tendencies where we really want to keep other people happy and then we fall short. So that's where you have to go on a big mindset journey yourself of like, okay, well, what type of business owner do I need to be? And you also need to sort of like uncover the nitty gritty of like, what qualities do I have that one are going to make me an amazing business owner, and two, I feel like are going to maybe hold me back or going to test me. For me, it has been the people pleasing, it has been the boundaries that I've needed to set. And those boundaries are things that are really going to set you free. So if you're not happy working with someone, or let's say you do start getting clients and you're not happy, then it's going to start feeling like your business is a bit of a chore and, take you away from those bigger picture goals. So that's why it's really, really important early on. And that is why I'm so happy I hired a coach to work with straight away. And it was very expensive. It was, pretty much all of my money that I had, I spent investing into my business. But you are going to have to make sacrifices. Like, if you do really want a successful business and you want to create a dream life, then I 100% recommend investing early on, because you are going to learn so much about yourself and your business when you invest. And that is why I love what I've built when it comes to the coaching and coaching girls that run businesses, because I truly know what it takes to build a successful business. I understand the mindset journey you're going to have to go on. And that is why I'm so passionate around being that cheerleader for girls. It's why I'm so passionate about, being that safe space, because when you are doing it all on your own, it's so, so hard. And, when you are doubting yourself, when you are having that imposter syndrome, it's like you can beat yourself up and cause yourself to spiral. So, another thing I want to talk about when creating your own business or creating your dream life is regulating your nervous system, because I guarantee, you're going to be doing a lot. You're going to be maybe working full time and setting up your business. You're going to be having different environments and opinions and different people that can get in the way of you creating your dream life. And it's really, really important that you regulate your nervous system, that you have that time for yourself each day to work on yourself, your mindset, have that time away from all the drama, away from anyone's opinions, so you can feel grounded in yourself when it comes to creating your dream life. So, different ways you can regulate your nervous system, different ways you can feel really good in yourself and your business and being a clear mind of creating your dream life is, I talk about this a lot, but taking yourself on hot girl walks without your phone. Like, I love leaving my phone at home when it comes to going on a walk, because sometimes I just really, really need that space to myself. And this is something I really wish I did when I was starting my business or creating that dream life for myself, because it really, really gives you that time and that space to just be around with your thoughts. And I always call them my £1,000,000 walks, because I always have ideas. I'm quite a creative person, and I feel like when there is so many distractions online, you're constantly having so many pulls in different directions, and there's always going to be a never-ending to-do list when it comes to creating a business in your dream life. But when you can have that space each day, and I recommend like 20 minutes, half hour, you just get out on your own with yourself, your thoughts, and just take some deep breaths, and just that really, really regulates your nervous system and allows you to have that space to, breathe, to let go of any thoughts that have been spiraling. And just that is such a big gift to yourself. So, highly recommend scheduling these into your calendar in pink. So, I as well arrange my calendar in colors, because I love vibrancy, I love colors, and I always have like my calls in yellow, admin stuff I need to do in blue, and anything that's for me that's going to make me feel good and fill up my cup, I have in pink. So my £1,000,000 walks are always in pink in my calendar. And I like to schedule my calendar like a week in advance or a few days in advance. And, when I'm traveling, it's not as easy to just like plan out a whole week because things change. But I like to just put in the bulk of like what I want to do. So, in the morning, I like to have like an hour's me time, and I get to choose what I want to do. Is that, reading my Kindle? Is that going on a walk? Is that going to the gym? And I know for a lot of people, you might not have an hour right now. When I was working full time and setting up my business, I had about 20 minutes for me each day. So that 20 minutes I would spend, going on my walks. I would spend journaling. I would spend meditating, just all of these things that really, really help me. So next I am going to go on to journaling. So journaling has been the best thing for me. I always have a journal. Like when I was traveling, I didn't have a journal for like 3 days because I wrote in it all, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need my journal. But if I was you right now, I would start with writing 5 things I'm grateful for every day. This has been something I've done for years now, and gratitude journaling has changed my perspective on life. Like whenever, usually my brain used to go to the negative. So I'd always feel like the world was against me. I feel like sometimes in my jobs and, self-sabotaging behaviors I'd have, like just binge drinking and going out all the time and going for the wrong, relationships in the past. I feel like I would always sort of set myself up for failure, and I would always feel like I was the problem and never feel good enough. And then I started gratitude journaling when I started thinking about the things in my days that I was grateful for. And, it could be one big thing you're grateful for every day, and you could write a paragraph around why you're grateful for this thing. It could be a person you're grateful for. It could be a few things in your day. It doesn't always have to be writing it as well. Like it could be me like seeing this affirmations card and being like, do you know what? I'm really grateful for this today, because that has really showed me that I needed that little sign. Like I am creating a magical reality for myself. So affirmations cards are amazing as well. I got these on Amazon, and they're called everyday affirmations cards. And I just pull one a day, and not saying I'm perfect at this, but they come in with like a little box as well. Not a box, like a little wooden thing that you can. So yes, I just have that, and I just look at that every day, and it makes me happy. But setting yourself up to have a positive perspective on life, because there's always going to be things that are negative. There's always going to be people, situations, environments that are trying to take you down the wrong path. And that is just how it happens in life. But it's up to you to look at, okay, where am I directing my energy right now? Is there environments that I'm currently in that are holding me back? And a really hard thing that a lot of us have to do when we want a new life is cut out those bad habits, cut out people, and it can be for a short period of time, that are holding us back. And one of my favorite quotes, which I did a whole episode around my favorite quotes, is your new life is going to cost you your old one. And I would take this very, very seriously if I was wanting to create my dream life, because it's almost like you have to replace, like it's like you can't have both. You can't be, let's say, partying every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a relationship that's really bringing you down, surrounded by people that are telling you that you could never go out and create a different life. And then, at the same time, be doing all of the good things and like creating that dream life. I've tried to do both and it doesn't work. It's like you need to make sacrifices in order to attract what you want. And it doesn't have to always be long term. One thing I had to really do was I actually moved. So I was working in a bar in Byron Bay while I was studying to be a mindset coach. And I just knew that it wasn't, although Byron Bay is an amazing place, I knew that working in the bar till 4 in the morning, being around people that drink a lot and that sort of vibe wasn't aligned with the type of life that I wanted, where I do like, being in bed early, reading, getting up, watching the sunrise, being around people that are a bit more, like-minded, that they wanted to get up early, they wanted to have a healthy lifestyle. And that is why I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look for another job. And one of my friends was a nanny and she had an amazing life as a nanny. And I was like, do you know what? That's what I want to look for. So I asked her where she found the job. I went on a site called Backpackers Job Boards, and it's a really good one in Australia if you want to be a nanny. And I started looking for jobs and applying for ones, and there was some that just didn't feel right. And then I found this one job, and it was to be a nanny in Noosa with two girls and their mum. And I'd get my own space and I'd have time around work to work on my business. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need this job. And after I actually did get it, I found out that there was like over 100 other applicants. And I really set this thing with myself, right, when I was in Australia, where I'd always tried to be someone else when I was in England, and I'd always try to, mold myself into the version of me that people wanted me to be. But I said to myself when I was traveling that, okay, I'm going to try something new now. Whenever I meet a new person or whenever I go into a new environment, I'm just going to be myself. And if I say something that makes me cringe, or if I say something and I think, oh gosh, are they going to like that? I just keep saying to myself, Yaz, you're being yourself, and whoever wants to join you along the way, whoever, likes you, they're going to like you for you and not this version of you that you've tried to be. So that really served me well whilst I was living in Australia, and then again for the rest of my life since, because I have just been myself and I've attracted so many amazing people, and it's such a special feeling knowing that they love me for me and not this fake version of me that I was trying to be to people please. So I got the job and I was able to be a nanny, work on my business, and I was in an amazing environment then. And I was like, right, how am I going to make friends in this new environment? And I just looked on Instagram, I looked on TikTok at different things to do in Noosa and different ways to make friends. And I found this sunrise swim group where I met loads of my friends. I also nannied at a gym, so I could be in like a F45 gym, which I found on Facebook. But I really, really, when I go into a new environment, I've really, really set myself up. So I'm like, okay, how can I attract the best people that are going to serve me, that are going to add to my life rather than take from my life? And that is your responsibility sometimes to look at, okay, well, who is adding to my life right now and who is not adding, who is making me feel negative, making me feel like I'm not happy. And it's hard to have these conversations, but if you really, really want to create a dream life, then sometimes you're going to have hard conversations and be like, do you know what? I love you, but this is what I'm doing right now. I'm focusing on creating a new life for myself. I'm starting a business. I'm quitting my job and starting a new venture. And right now, I really, really need support. So I would really, really appreciate any support, or just letting you know I might not be available for, a few months. So I'm just really nailing down, building tunnel vision. And the more open and honest you can be with people, I think you do get a lot of respect. And, I was very fortunate because I was the other side of the world from all of my family and friends when I set up my business. So I didn't have the, oh, should you be doing that? I didn't have the people watching me, creating this business that might have not have worked. And I did have a lot of comments like, are you sure this is going to work? Like, I was spending all my money on this business, and it took 6 months to start seeing any results. And for that 6 months of me grafting my ass off, living off nothing, like really, really sort of financially, like, what is going to happen here? I could have given up, and I did have a lot of people like, are you sure this is going to work? Like, yes, this is getting a little bit risky now. But I had my bigger picture goal. I could see the vision, and I'd spend so much time visualizing the life I want and what I'm going to be bringing out soon. I'm going to include lots of fun visualizations around CEO energy, around really, really deeply picturing the life you want and how to build that. And I am truly, truly excited about this. I know that it's going to be so powerful. And I know I haven't really seen anything out there for specifically entrepreneurs, like when it comes to the mindset stuff. And that is why I'm so excited to be creating this course. And I'm also just thinking about the community aspect of really diving in deeper when it comes to your CEO energy, when it comes to creating a magical reality for yourself. So that's why you have to cut out the bullshit, basically. I want you to think, if I want to create a magical reality for myself, if I want to create my dream life, what needs to go? What do I need to declutter? What do I need to let go of in order to make space for new? And I'm constantly doing this. Like, traveling, for example, last week I was like, okay, what can I let go of? What clothes have I worn loads of times now? What clothes aren't feeling good? Like, what needs to go? What's not aligning with my higher self? And I went and just gave loads of these clothes that I hadn't worn pretty much the whole time I've been away to this lovely lady that worked in a laundry service here. I was like, do you want these? And she was like, oh my gosh, she was so happy. And that made me so happy. So it's like, what can I do to give back? What can I do to make space in my life? And I find as well, I want to talk about kindness as well. Like, starting a business, I've always, from the start, I did a lot for free. I was doing free trainings, free masterclasses, free coaching to really build up my confidence. Because if you want to create a business or create your dream life, then you're going to have to get your confidence up. And your confidence comes from doing the things that make you feel uncomfortable. So at the start, when I was having all these beliefs, like, can I be a mindset coach? Are people going to take me seriously? Like, am I going to be good at this? For me, creating something low pressure, like I literally just put on my Instagram stories, I would love to coach some people for free to get some experience in the industry. Tap if you'd like free coaching. And I had a lot of girls tap, and I did lots of free coaching sessions that were amazing. And that really built up my confidence to then start charging. I didn't charge a lot. I think I charged like £25 for a session at the start. And that really helped me build my confidence again. So incremental changes is so important when it comes to building your dream life. Like, not thinking straight away I need to charge like £300 for a service, and just building up your confidence, and you're going to get there. Like, if you keep showing up, and I've been consistent in my business now since, yeah, probably nearly 2 years, probably a year and a half. I've been very consistent, and also recognizing where you need to invest in yourself and your business. My investments have, I would say, fast tracked me in business. Like, because I've been all in, like, I invested in, like, when I was working in the bar in Byron Bay, I was like, okay, I'm going to spend my money on my mindset coaching course. I need to buy a laptop because I need to, I need a laptop to run a business. I can't just do it from my phone. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked for MacBooks, and I was able to find my dream laptop, which I've still got. She is getting a bit slow now. I will need to get a new one at some point because she's 2020, but she has been amazing for me. Like, you don't always have to buy things brand new as well. Like, I did buy my podcast microphone brand new, but as a backpacker, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford a brand new MacBook. So you compromise. And this MacBook was only like 2 years old when I bought it. I bought it from a lovely lady. And it's like looking at, okay, how can you set yourself up? Like, do you need to sacrifice going on a few holidays this year so you can build your dream business? And I made a lot of sacrifices. Like, although I was living in Australia and working as a nanny, I was spending all my money on setting up my business. So I didn't go on the trips like my friends. There was a lot I didn't do in Australia. But do you know what? How bloody grateful I am now that I made all those sacrifices, because in a month's time, I get to go back to Australia and I get to give my 22-year-old self the life that she wanted. I'm going to go on the Fraser Island trip. I'm going to go up to the Whitsundays. I'm going to go to Early Beach. I'm going to go fly around Australia and see my friends. And I'm going to do everything that I couldn't do at the time because I didn't have any money. Like, I couldn't do it. And, I still made the absolute best of my life. I still, I worked in a gym as a nanny like a few hours a week so I could get my gym membership. I joined free sunrise swim groups. I made the best of with my friends and went on lots of barbecues and just did nice things still. So it's like, how can you start incrementally upgrading your life so you're starting to attract what you want, as well as what needs to go, what sacrifices do I need to make? And I really, really just urge you to think about as well, like, what can I do to create my dream life? Like, what do I need to do? What do I need to invest in? What is going to build my confidence? Because as well, when you invest, that's where I found that's really built my confidence, because I always want to learn from the best. And I found an amazing coach that had already built the sort of life that I wanted, and I invested in her. And that's what I feel like I am now for other girls, is like, I know exactly what it takes to build your dream life. And it is the mindset work. A lot of the time, it is you getting super clear. It is working with someone that can uncover your limiting beliefs, that can uncover where you're, unhappy right now, where you're holding yourself back. Because a lot of the time, we are our own worst nightmare. Like, imagine if you started, let's say, working with someone like me, and you've been procrastinating starting this new venture for 6 months, a year now. You've seen other people go and start their own businesses, and you're literally making yourself feel shit because you're like, why me? Like, why can't I do this? And let's say you invested in someone like me, you bought an Empower Hour, you started coaching with me, you joined my new program that I'm going to be bringing out, and you had that time to actually uncover, like, oh, okay, well, this has been holding me back. It's not because I don't want to do it. It's because I've believed that I'm not good enough. It's because deep down I've had these limiting beliefs, or I've had this environment or this person telling me that I can't do that. And subconsciously that has stuck, that has held me back. It's like we have a physical reaction. So even sometimes when we really want to do something and it's all you want, it's like subconsciously you don't believe you can do it. So that's why you have a block there. You have a barrier that's holding you back from actually doing the thing that you really, really want to do to create your dream life. And that's why working with me, it's like, I ask the hard questions. I go deeper into, like, why isn't this happening for you right now? Like, why is it not happening? And then when we uncover that, when we can do like meditations together and visualizations around letting go of it, it allows you then to release it, and it allows you to see things from a different light. And I love holding everyone accountable to, like, well, let's make your dream life happen. Like, what do you really need to do? And a lot of the time, because everyone's lives are so busy, you're not giving your dreams that space that they need to turn into a reality. So as well, start scheduling time into your week each week to work on your dream life. And at the start, that could be mapping it out. Like, what do you want it to look like? What do you need to cut out now? What steps do you need to take? And if you need help, girl, you can book an Empower Hour. I have a podcast discount, and it is Empower Hour 10. And that allows you to book directly from the link in the podcast. Or if you are interested in what I'm going to be bringing out, then I want you to join the CEO waitlist as well in the bio. And that is going to be very affordable. Something as well there that you can join and get regular support with me. I'm just mapping it all out as we speak. But yes, I'm so excited for you. Like, I really, really want you to dream big. And, sharing a bit of my story now, 2 years in, I am being able to travel wherever I want in the world. I wake up whenever I want. I go to the gym. I have so much more time in my life to work on my fitness, to spend with my friends, to make new friends and new memories, and travel wherever I want in the world. And this year alone, I've been to so many new places. I've met so many people. I've been able to meet up with friends and family. I'm going on a fitness retreat in 2 days for a week with the girl that I met on a self-love retreat. It's her retreat. I'm getting to host my own second retreat in Spain in a massive villa. What else? I get to bring my mum and my cousin on the retreat to help out, and like, that feels amazing. I know, probably next year I'm going to be in a good financial position where I'm going to get to give back with my family. But I'm always trying to give back. I'm always trying to do nice things where I can already. And not to say, everything's perfect in my life, but I feel like with my perspective and with all of the mindset work I've done, I just feel so deeply grateful and so excited. And I always look for the good rather than looking for the bad in situations. And that is why I feel like I have built such a vibrant life. And I am so happy because I have done the inner work. I understand myself. I understand that when I'm having a bad day, it's going to pass. And I see bad, days where I am emotional or I'm having different feelings come out as good, because I always learn about myself. We need emotional releases. We need to have time where we do have a release in order to make space for those happy emotions, because otherwise we wouldn't appreciate the good. We wouldn't appreciate the times we are really happy if we don't have wobbles or we don't have down days. So I really, really want you to focus on working on your mindset. And this is really hard on your own. So I recommend, if you feel like you like my vibe, if you feel like listening to me and getting that motivation is up your street, then don't wait around to make your dream life a reality. Like, really, really reach out to me now. I really recommend you can message me on Instagram at Yasmin and Lily Hilsden. You can literally just book an Empower Hour, like just go for it. And they're £150, but you get a 10% discount from listening to the podcast. So you can just go book that now. You can pay into installments if you want. And then you get sent a form with basically asking what you're struggling with, what's happening in your life right now, what goals you want. And then in the Empower Hour, we can go deep. We can do a personalized visualization. You get sent it after, you get sent all of the cool notes and action steps to start going after your dream life. And I just highly recommend. I have had the best results of all the girls. I've had girls literally getting clients straight away after it, knowing exactly what they need to do in their businesses, what services to offer. And I always see it like, just last thing, you have a jigsaw puzzle, right? And I feel like a lot of people have this big jigsaw puzzle that's all over the place. It's like so jumbled up right now, and they don't know where to start with unjumbling it. So what I help to do is unjuggle that jigsaw puzzle, and we start putting the pieces together to allow you to have that full jigsaw puzzle that's like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. So in order to do that, we need to do a bit of unraveling now, a bit uncovering of what's going on, what's in the way, what's not feeling good, any pieces that aren't actually meant to be in the jigsaw puzzle. We need to take them out and just get everything out in the open. So if you want to book an Empower Hour, use the code Empower Hour 10. I would absolutely love to see your face and enjoy doing one together. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, I would love you to message me on Instagram, or if there's ever anything you struggle with, anything you want support with, or want me to create a podcast episode about, just let me know. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, love you. Thank you so much. And I'd really, really appreciate anyone as well listening to follow the YouTube at Yasmin Lily Hilsden, where I'm going to be adding vlogs. I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs of my travel. I'm just making it super fun. So, mwah, love you all. Thanks for listening. I've really enjoyed this one. And I'm so excited for you to start creating, I dropped it, a magical reality for yourself. Mwah, lots of love. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode on the Your Girl Yaz podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 a.m. UK time, so I look forward to seeing you back here. I also have a free higher self meditation course for you to learn to meditate, to relax, to switch off, that's available for you to access now in the show notes. And also don't forget to follow the podcast wherever you're listening, rate, leave us a review. I appreciate it way more than you could ever know. Thank you so much again for listening. If you've got any feedback of the podcast, my Instagram at Yasmin Lily Hilsden is also linked in the show notes, and I really appreciate it.